Cheat Code. Support Strategist by Clouds. My Head in the Clouds Not Coming Down on AO3. Chapter 68. Discovery. Stop pouting, Izuku. Failure is an essential part of inventions. May glanced up from her sketchbook. Plus, I know it's not where you wanted it to be, but it's not like your tracking program doesn't work. I know, but it's not exactly enough to be useful. Izuku whined. I can find the major city that Karagiri is in, and I've got a few ideas on how to narrow it down, but I really wanted to finish it by the end of the semester. I don't even know why you two are complaining. Karagiri rolled her eyes. The assignment was to do one semester-long project, and you and your girlfriend both did too. And that was on top of whatever many side projects you both had going on. Izuku shot her a withered look. For the last time, we're not dating, and May actually finished hers. The Ida brothers both passed their finals thanks to their new modifications. It's so cool, and yet here I am, and I can't even do my job well enough for the heroes to find one single villain. I'm a failure. He slammed his head on May's desk, and she absentmindedly patted his hair with one hand while she drew blueprints with the other. There, Izuku. Life is so hard. Izuku lifted his head to glare at her, but she just shot him a cheeky smile. So he groaned and lowered his head again. Just let me wallow in self-pity. As much as I enjoy the break, that's probably counterproductive, Powerloader said in amusement. And this is a lesson for all of you. Deadlines are helpful, but they are not the end-all be-all of inventions. They give you something to work towards, sure, but if you're putting too much stock in a deadline and then don't reach it, you'll end up feeling exactly what Midoriya is feeling right now. Demotivation. It can be not only harmful, but paralyzing in the long run. So just remember that deadlines are only truly important when they help you. But there's usually always time to tweak things afterwards. So don't let them stop you. Got it? There was a chorus of understanding noisements from the class. But when Izuku didn't respond, Powerloader sighed. Got it, Midoriya? Izuku groaned and sat up. Got it. Good. Powerloader nodded. The good news, both for those of who you need to still finish those projects, and for those who are starting new ones, is that we have a design boot camp for all of you during summer break. Ooh, you mean kind of like the training camp that Extra Criticons class is going on? May asked. Almost exactly like that, Powerloader confirmed, with a couple major differences. First, even though that's happening the same week, we're going to be staying put, not going off campus like the other hero students are. Since you're going to be focused on your creativity and technology skills rather than your combat skills like they are. It would be more beneficial if you're already familiar with the labs rather than in an unknown location. That being said, we will be bringing in variety of new materials for you to experiment with, as well as special guests who will be staying the week with us and helping you improve your skills, while hopefully answering any questions you kids have about the support industry. It will be an amazing opportunity and can open up a lot of doors for you, so we want everyone to be on their best behavior. That means no unnecessary explosions. Right? Of course not, May agreed easily. All explosions are necessary. Powerloader heaved a long sigh. You know what? I'm just grateful that shields have already met you two, so at least they won't be surprised. Please don't take that as a challenge. Izuku smiled slowly as May crackled. He'd never been to a summer camp before, but he had a feeling that surpassing challenges was kind of the point. This was going to be fun. The minute the bell rang, Ochako grabbed her bag and started activating All for One, so she could teleport to All Might and maybe apologize again for going so hard on him during the final exam. But Mina saw and grabbed her before she could disappear. "Oh no, you stay right here where you are, young lady." May grinned and tugged on Ochako's arm. "We're all going to the mall this week, and you are going to make sure your precious Shigdig comes along for the ride." "Mina," Ochako blushed. "Shigdig is an introvert. He doesn't like going to malls and stuff." May turned sharply. "Oh. And what happens when an introvert goes someplace social? They latch on to the nearest safe friend and stay with them the whole time. We just need to make sure he latches on to you. Let's go." Ochako sighed and let herself be dragged along as Mina tried to catch up to Hitoshi. "We do hang out, frequently. You can't just drag him along to the mall so he spends time with me." "Oh, hush. I'm sure he needs to buy some stuff for the summer camp, too. It's not just to get him to hang out with you," Mina dismissed. "But if you happen to confess your feelings over boba at the end..." She winked, and Ochako groaned, as they finally caught up with Hitoshi, who took one look between the two of them and raised an eyebrow. "Do I even want to know?" Ochako opened her mouth to say something, but Mina beat her to the punch. "Hey, Shinso, the whole class is coming to the mall this weekend to pick up whatever we need for the summer camp. You coming, right?" Hitoshi glanced between Ochako and Mina for a long moment. "Are you going, Ocha?" "Mm-hmm," Ochako squealed. A bug spray. Gotta get those pests away, you know?" It was taking a lot of her willpower to stay put. But normally, when she got flustered, she ended up jumping to Mina, who was right beside her. So, her usual escape strategy was going to put her right back where she didn't want to be. Hitoshi frowned, but shrugged. "Sure, why not? My adults are going to be busy preparing everything, probably, so it's not like I won't have time. I also want to get some more practice teleporting with you, if that's all right." Ochako nodded frantically. "Okay, I guess I'll pick you up?" Hitoshi grinned. "Yeah, um, sounds like a plan." She could almost feel Mina pounding beside her, but Ochako smiled. "All right, it's a plan." Hitoshi finished his latest episode and sighed. Right now was the Aizawa Yamada household equivalent of family time, which basically meant that they were all currently existing within the same space, but mostly doing their own thing. Mike was busy in the kitchen making dinner, while Hitoshi watched TV, and Aizawa was taking a nap on the couch beside him. It was nice, but it meant that it was up to him to decide whether he wanted to watch another episode or actually check out those streamers that Kaminari had recommended. He usually didn't care too much about gaming streams. He preferred to play the game himself, but Kaminari seemed oddly insistent that he watched one, and it was honestly making Hitoshi feel kind of curious. It wouldn't hurt to just watch a few minutes, right? Aizawa looked up from his nap when Hitoshi turned off the TV. "What's up? Are you bored of your show already?" Hitoshi shrugged as he pulled out his laptop. "I don't know. Kaminari recommended these streamer guys when we were doing our final the other day, so I figured I might as well give them a try." "Kaminari?" Aizawa groaned. He really had to take media recommendations from the loudest kid in class? Mike popped his head in from the kitchen. "Oh, don't complain, Sho. I know you secretly find us loud ones entertaining." Aizawa scowled at him. "You are the exception." "Sure I am, Sho." Mike winked knowingly. "Of course."
Ignore him.
Aizawa huffed.
Whatever, go ahead. Hopefully Kaminari has at least half decent taste. I don't think you'd like the same things.
He said I'd like it, specifically, Well, at least the humor? Hitoshi said. It actually looks like they're in the middle of a stream right now. I might as well watch that instead of one of the recordings. He clicked on the icon to watch the stream and waited for it to load. The stream was just the game they were playing, but instead of having a video of the streamer in the corner like Hitoshi had expected, it was just a voiceover. I know that Dusty said to stay in one area, but I'm gonna be honest. I am completely lost right now. Maybe when he comes back from buying snacks, he could help me actually orientate myself, but for now, well, I guess I'll die. Whoever was playing Icy Cat apparently obviously wasn't playing to win, because he didn't even care when his character respawned, only to get immediately killed again. Well, I guess I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. These guys are probably above my level, aren't they? Mike walked out of the kitchen and peered over Hitoshi's shoulders. I think I may have watched this once or twice. I know the streamer's voice sounds familiar. Hitoshi frowns. It sounds familiar to me too, though, and I know I've never watched this stream before. Same here. Aizawa sat up by this point, and Hitoshi tilted the screen so both of his adults could see too. I've heard that voice. It almost sounds like Todoroki? Yes, that's it, Hitoshi said shrimply. That's exactly who it sounds like. Wow. Mike gave an impressed nod. Pretty impressive he'd be able to do all that behind his man's back. Hitoshi frowned. You don't think Endeavor knows? Aizawa gave him a tired look. There's no way Endeavor would allow something like this. They listened quietly, while that sunk in, watching Todoroki's character die for the first time in many minutes. That he's really bad. Aizawa chuckled. Mike slapped his shoulder. Oh, don't be like that. He's trying his best. I think that's actually the point, Hitoshi said, pointing to the chat. I think the streaming partner usually just roasts him the entire stream because everyone's trying to come up with the best insult to make for Dusty's absence. Dusty, Mike hummed. Who's that? Do you think it's another student? It might be, Aizawa said. He wouldn't have many options to meet anyone else. Maybe Bakugo? Hitoshi suggested. He seemed rude enough to enjoy roasting Todoroki for hours on end. Be quiet, you two, Mike hissed. I think his partner's coming back. Hitoshi grinned. Just watch, it's gonna be Koda or someone we never expected. Aizawa hummed as short as Todoroki started talking to someone. Took you long enough. I had time to die 5 times while you were gone. Only 5? A raspy voice responds. I guess you're such a hopeless noob anymore. I thought it'd be more. As soon as they heard the voice, Hitoshi froze, and Aizawa went pale. It looked like he was only keeping himself from hyperventilating by forcefully removing himself to breathe, and Mike looked between the two of them in a growing panic. Wait, what's going on? Sho, are you okay? Hitoshi tried to swallow, only to realize his mouth was dry. It might not be him. Izuku and Mei didn't show me much of the footage, just a little, so maybe it's someone who sounds familiar? I hear that voice in my nightmares at least 3 times a week, Hitoshi. Aizawa snapped. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't forget it. It's definitely him. Who are you two talking about? Mike yelled. Do you know who it is? I think so. It's just... Hitoshi glanced at Aizawa. Why would Todoroki be hanging out with Shigaraki? Oh my god, the support course get their own, training camp, what's it called? The hero course? That's interesting. I can't wait to see that. And we know that the shields are coming, so David and possibly Melissa. Hopefully both of them. I'll settle for Melissa. I won't settle for I'm joking. I'll settle for David as well, but I would prefer both of them because I really like the connection that Izuku and Melissa made, being two quirkless people in the support course. I love that so much. I want to talk about the training camp that's going to happen with the support course. Not the support course, the hero course. Okay, so a thought just came to me. Ochako can teleport, right? And it has been established that Hitoshi's trying to get used to teleporting with Ochako. So do I think Hitoshi's gonna get kidnapped? Maybe not. Do I think Hitoshi's gonna get rescued pretty easily with Ochako teleporting to him and then them teleporting back? Maybe. Something along those lines. Whatever it is, I'm very excited for it, and it's gonna be super cool because Ochako does definitely change up the tables. Because Izuku even said and mentioned that maybe Ochako at one point can become a sort of navigator, like location tracker kind of thing with the signals of someone's gravity if she's known the person beforehand, which would be super freaking interesting and stuff, you know? We're talking about Mina being a wingman. Mina is a true wingman. Who needs a Mina in their life? Raise your hand. I can't see you, and you can't see me, but I'm raising my hand. In the comments, just put like a hand emoji, like a peace hand emoji, whatever hand emoji, put it in the comments, right? Whoever needs a Mina. I need a Mina. Everybody needs a Mina, because Mina. Okay. So their awkward little dancey thingy that Hitoshi and Uraraka did, I had fun recording that bit because it was awkward teen, like, hi, I like you, but like I'm not gonna tell you I like you, and hi, I like you, but I'm not gonna tell you I like you either, and we're just gonna jump around the bush for a little bit. You know, that whole plan. Yeah. We know that he was gonna say date, but he decided to switch up the wording, you know? But that was, okay. They're awkward. Ew, tomato, 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 tomato. I love them. Okay. So, I want to talk about Aizawa and Yamada's household family time, which is just basically them doing their own thing, but doing it kind of together in a way. So, like, just being in the same vicinity together and doing their own separate thing, you know? Just existing with each other, which I know some people might not enjoy that. Personally, I'm a person of, like, if I can do that with you, you know, you sit somewhere in my room, or actually not in my room, never go to my room. I don't like people in my room. I don't know, it's weird. It's not even just like, oh, I don't want you seeing, you know, my room or how messy my desk is. My desk is really messy. I really need a declutter. I'm pretty sure I don't need 5 water bottles, 4 of which are empty. Actually, 5. I need to refill my water bottle that I normally drink out of. I also definitely do not need, like, half of the boxes that are in my room, but whatever. It's not even just the fact that it's, like, dirty, whatever. I just don't like people in my space. This is my space. Don't come in my space. It's my space. Period. Don't come into my space. But, like, let's say, for example, like a shop. Something I used to do with this friend of mine. I'm not gonna cry with this while I say this, but something I used to do with a friend of mine was we would go to a boba shop near our high school. After school, this one time, we agreed that we were just gonna go and we were gonna read AO3 together, but not together, right? And they read their AO3 and I read my AO3, and we just sat in each other's presence, and it was relaxing, it was calming. So for me, doing that with someone, like being able to just exist in their presence without having to actually interact, is a wonderful experience for me, especially when my social battery is really low and I don't have the energy to like actually like hold up a conversation or actually talk to a person. To just sit and be with that person is wonderful. We used to do it a lot over the phone. We just were in a phone call together doing our own separate thing, and occasionally talking, but like most of the time it would be like a silent, and those always ended up being the longest phone calls, right? For me, when you could do that with someone, it's because it's like the highest sign of, hey, I appreciate you enough that even in my low days, in my days where I don't want to be social, I want to be, you know, close to you, and I want to still be with you without having to, like, lower my social battery more, you know? Because, you know, No one's exempt from my social battery. Everybody is in my social battery. At one point, there was one person exempt from my social battery, but that went down when certain things changed and stuff. So they were no longer exempt because the effort it took to talk to the person. But like beforehand, when it was a two-way street where, you know, whatever. But it's a, when you are able to sit somewhere with someone and just be in each other's presence, I feel like that's like a bond. It's hard to explain. It's a hard to explain bond. If anybody's ever experienced it and could explain it way better than I can, please go ahead and put it in the comments. But it's just like the fact that, okay, you want to be doing your own thing, but at the very least you're doing it in the presence of someone you appreciate. Like, for example, you know, Mike is, you know, doing his own thing in the kitchen, right? And Hitoshi and Aizawa could very well be in their rooms, right? Like, trust me, Aizawa could be in his own room, instead of being in the living room where he's hearing all the noises from the kitchen and have a good sleep back in his room. But instead, he's laying in the couch and, in a way, keeping Mike company. Even if he's not talking, he's literally sleeping, but it's something, you know? And Hitoshi could very well be in his room instead of watching TV in the living room, accompanying both Mike and Eraserhead, you know? Which is like, I don't know. I feel like that's like the highest, like, you know? I don't know. It's like something, it's weird. I'm weird, probably. I think we're all a little weird. We have a little weirdo inside of us, all of us. But yeah. That's what I wanted to say about that. And as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Join our community Discord server, link is in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.